Welcome, victims, to the Horr-Gasm podcast, the show where the serial killer isn't coming for you, you're coming for them. I'm Nick, and this is my co-host, Allie.
Hi, everybody.
Thank you for joining us wherever you are.
Wherever you are, wherever you are. You're hurting?
I just hit my thumb on the tip. Went to scratch my ear.
Oh, no.
Just cracked it. That's fine. Whatever.
That's the second time you've hurt your finger today.
Yeah, the time was breaking...
Breaking meat.
Breaking meat.
Is that what the kids are calling it these days? And well, you hurt your finger?
Yeah, I call it catching a brother, but you know.
Oh my god. That's good. Oh, jeez. We're in the summer, guys. We're rocking summer. I mean, not like, I don't know, legally. I was going to say we're not legally in summer, but are the seasons of legality?
I think
it's June 21st is the summer solstice.
Sure.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I know it was yesterday when I came up from downstairs. Upstairs, I'm like, it's 9 o'clock and it's still light out. Mm-hmm. I remember it was like 5, like, it's dark.
Yeah.
Why?
Yes.
It's so quickly.
Yes.
The season just lengthened.
It's crazy, but like it's 9:30 right now, and it's still super bright out. Like it looks like it's 5.
Yeah,
it's lovely. These are my favorite times of year where you can just go out for a walk in the middle of, not the middle of the night, but like a later like this. Because I prefer to walk when it's a bit later, just because there's less people, especially
it's cooler
with
too.
Mm-hmm.
Much cooler.
Yeah, well, it's gonna be 33 on Saturday.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I know. Crazy. 33 Celsius, by the way. We're not in Fahrenheit.
No, we're Celsius peoples.
Yeah, don't be scared. Oh, that's fun. It's crazy. So we got some talking chop today.
We do, because since we watched Monster House, we are going to talk about movies that are for kids, but would be scary enough to scare the crap out of them.
Yes.
And there's a few.
Yes.
Some were not even considered horror, but they had the content that, for me as a kid, creeped me the fuck out.
Right.
E.T. is one of them.
Right.
That was the first one.
Which we've talked about before.
Yes.
Yes.
It scared the crap out of me.
Yeah. Which we understand. Well, I get it. I totally feel that. It's just nowadays when you watch it, you're like, oh, that. But that's how I feel about lots of the movies we watch here. Is that when I'm watching them, I'm like, ugh, this scared me? Like, why?
Some other ones, doesn't be, cartoon or anything, but
sure.
The Return to Oz.
Yes. Yes, we talked about that before.
Which is, when we saw it as kids,
yes.
Scared the crap out of me with those wheelers.
Ugh.
Like, they got the hats that have, like, the face on it, and he's looking down, he got the weird face, and looks up, and he's, I'm like, what the hell is this?
I was watching YouTube. It was not that long ago, probably within the month. And one of the YouTubers I watch, which I don't watch that many, they were talking about that. And they're like, remember these horrifying things from Return to Oz? And I was like, Nick was just talking about this. I think it might have been Jacksepticeye. I don't remember. It was one of them. And I was like, oh, we just talked about this. Because they were so scary.
I'm trying to think of some other ones.
Mm-hmm.
The Dark Crystal.
Yes.
See the
I was gonna bring up Dark Crystal because that movie scared the crap out of me.
I can't remember their names now. I don't know sad about that. The crabby black things.
Yes.
It's creepy. Just the look of the characters was scary. Not the Skeksis.
Yes.
I didn't find out. Oh, that's scary. That was more cool.
Yes.
But the other characters, I'm very disappointed myself trying to figure out their names.
That's okay.
But they looked real, but you're being puppets.
Yes.
But they had like elongated kind of faces. I'm like,
yes,
creepy.
Yeah, puppets are always kind of, I find, especially when you're a kid, tiptoe that line. Like if they're live action puppety things, but like Fraggle Rock and stuff like that. But when they try to make them more realistic, they always kind of tiptoe that line of like, ooh. But we loved The Dark Crystal when we were kids. Like, that's a movie that I remember growing up, and I was like, this is an amazing movie.
Yeah.
And it's just like, and especially with this new season that came out last year, I was just like remembering how great it was.
So
But
good.
it's still creepy.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, that's like I was saying, this is when I watched this movie, it scared the crap out of me, like Monster House. And I was like, why? Like, this is a kid's movie.
Another one which I think I want to eventually review, Ernest Scared Stupid.
Right. Yeah.
Now, they took the, like, little backstory, they took the clowns from Attack the Killer Clowns and basically put some new makeup on them, and they became the trolls. And, like, I remember when it first came out, I think I was young.
Sure.
And they always played it at the Recplex. When I played hockey at the tournaments, they always had it on. And for a while, they didn't scare me, but just the atmosphere, the design, everything was very, very creepy. And
interesting.
And I'm like, oh wow, this. I saw the little kids watching the troll pop up, and they would run. I'm like, I get it. I can see how it's not a horror, but to kids, it would definitely give nightmares.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Totally.
It has been a really, really long time since I watched that movie. I would love to watch it again.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's corny as hell. It's earnest. It's
right.
Jim Varney in his best.
Yes.
It's got Eartha Kitt as
yes.
a lady who she played Catwoman in the old Batman serial TV series. It's got all the earnest characters with it.
Yes.
But it's such a good movie, and like the guy who did like the voice for the lead troll, like it was great, creepy.
Yeah.
Like he would turn the kids to little wood figures.
Ugh.
And it was great. Like it had some legitimate scary scenes in that.
Yes.
And
yes.
they even the troll grin meme that was from the movie. That was Ernest doing the grin.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Huh.
That was him. That was the originator of the troll laughy meme face.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
No?
No.
You have to watch it. You'll
it has been, like, I was young.
You're like, there it is.
Yeah. Sure. Oh, now I want to watch it.
Have it downstairs. Take it with you to the lake.
Oh, I should. Oh, that would be fun. Aw. Mom said I'm not allowed to bring any scary movies, but this is like really a scary movie.
Not for she'll be laughing at her.
That's true. I was going through my movies and I was like, oh, I should bring this one and this one. And, oh, how about The Exorcist? No! But my dad's watching Beetlejuice tonight.
Ooh. You know, that's another one.
Yes!
That's another one. I remember I asked an old family member, because I heard about it, never got to watch it. I asked, is it really scary? And she explained, well, no, but when they do the faces to look scary, that could scare people. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm scared. I kind of psyched myself out from it.
Yes.
But I love that movie.
Yes.
It is such a good movie.
I was never allowed to watch it when I was a kid. But I watched it when I was older and I was like, yeah, this is amazing. Yeah, I love Beetlejuice. Yeah, that's a good one.
What else? That are made for kids and turned out that could have just traumatized.
Well, them. And I'm actually watching The Black Cauldron right now. Just in my downtime. That was kind of creepy. Yeah. I gotta tell you, because even the beginning of Snow White is scary. I'm just saying, when it used to scare me as a kid, because when she'd walk through that forest and all the trees got the faces and started ripping at her dress and stuff, that scared the bejesus out of me.
Yeah.
And they even have a ride in Disneyland called Snow White's Scary Adventure, and it is so scary. I went on it when Mom and I went to Disney World. I was like, oh, Snow White's Scary Adventure, try me. I was traumatized. It's so scary. Okay.
I don't know if you remember this. I remember Colin rented it for us to watch.
Okay.
Mom and Dad Save the Universe.
No.
It was a very, very B movie. But the one thing I remember that scared me was a little fuzzy guy, like a dog, but he opened his mouth up and had all these teeth. And it was more like a jump scare.
What?
And that got me like, okay, what the hell is this? What are we watching? No.
Oh, that sounds like my dad renting this and not even knowing.
It's one of the corniest, it's a sci-fi family comedy.
Yes.
But they threw in this little jump scares.
Fun.
And
Okay.
I'm like, as a kid, guy Nick was like, fuck is that? No,
Yes.
no, I'm going to keep watching, but I'm going to look out for that guy from now on. Would The Nightmare Before Christmas be thrown in there?
Yeah, it could be. It didn't scare me so much. That was one of my favorite movies growing up.
Yeah, not so much scare, but just the when they started handing out the presents.
I was just gonna say the scariest part was always when they were opening the presents.
Yeah.
Oh, that scared the crap out of me.
When it's Santa get you, pulls his shrunken head, they just shriek.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, that's the part. And I don't know. Yeah, like some of it, but it was meant to be kind of scarier, I guess. I don't know. But I still love that movie.
It's a good movie.
Also, the Oogie Boogie fight at the end was kind of creepy. When he's with all the bugs.
Yeah, they push hard with the Oogie Boogie is spooky and scary. Like some of the monsters, like beginning with the opening song.
Yes.
The monster in the bed, I'm like,
yeah. Is
I
there?
don't believe in that. I know there's a lot more. I'm just pulling a blank now.
Yeah, we weren't allowed to watch anything that was even remotely close, so I can't. We were I mostly stuck to the Disney movies, which is why I'm trying to. But I'm just rewatching on Disney Plus.
You know what? I think Neverending Story could be thrown in there. Monster Squad for sure. So I rented that to watch with you guys, and I was told, nope, it's too scary. Take it back. I'm like, oh, come on.
But
no.
Yeah, because I don't remember Monster Squad, but I know I've watched it. Like I recognize it when I start watching. I'm like, yeah, okay. But yeah.
Now there's a few more, but I'm just pulling a blank now.
Yeah. Kids movies are a tough one. Because you just, when I think of kids movies, the ones that always come to the forefront are like all the Disney movies, right? Because I grew up watching Disney movies. Or like Pokemon, Sailor Moon, that kind of stuff too. So I was raised on Disney and anime, so that's probably how I turned out still liking Disney and anime. Oh.
I'm going to just do a quick Google search of kids scary movies, see if anything else pops up we haven't discussed yet.
Well, I was thinking, like, even the ones that are intentionally supposed to be scary, like Hocus Pocus and stuff, that never bothered me. Because it's pretty tame.
Coraline.
Coraline?
Or Coraline.
Yeah.
Yes, Coraline. That's definitely...
I still haven't watched that movie to entirety because it scared me, so... It's like a current thing.
Hocus Pocus?
I was just saying that, yeah. It's not scary at all.
The Haunted Mansion.
Oh, I love that movie.
I don't think
that's not scary at all. That's a comedy.
Yeah. Return to Oz, talk about that one. They have the Little Shop of Horrors.
Really? Like the older one?
Yeah.
Or the musical?
The musical.
Oh. I haven't seen the musical. I've just seen the older one. The non-musical older one. But even those aren't scary, I don't think. They're meant to be silly, too.
There's recently there was Goosebumps and the one that just came out, the Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. I heard that was okay.
Yeah, I've seen that. I didn't think that was a kid's movie, though.
I think it was geared.
Was it?
I don't.
Because it was, had a higher rating. But... Anyways, it was kind of creepy to me, but...
Yeah. We could go into the whole anime side, and there's quite a few. One just came
Kids,
popped up was Spirited Away.
Really? Mm-hmm. And I don't think that those are ever creepy.
Beetlejuice is on here. Return to Oz, we talked about that one. Ghostbusters, I wasn't geared for kids, though.
Yeah.
The Dark Crystal.
Mm-hmm, of course.
We got this list pretty darn good.
Yeah.
It's next week.
It's like we had a fulfilling childhood.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, we've talked about quite a lot of kids' movies. Should we get into the one we watched this week?
I think we should.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Alright, so this week we watched Monster House, which is a 2006 movie, and it was directed by Gil Kenan and written by Dan Harmon and Rob Schrab. I feel like I got that, yeah. It was like a tongue twister. Oh, it was nominated for an Oscar. Side note, just while I'm on the IMDb page here. What? That's awesome. Well, I wanted to add this to our list because I love this movie. Like, it's just one of those movies that I watched when it first came out. 14 years ago was 2006. Oh, I'm so old. Like, the same age as Mr. Niebercracker or whatever his name was.
Yeah.
Like, what? 2006. Yeah, I saw this in theaters, and I loved it. I loved it. I was like, it scared the bejesus out of me. Because, again, I was going in. Okay, so 2006, I would have been 15. And so I went in being like, oh, it's just going to be a kid's movie, whatever. Go to the Rainbow, pay a couple bucks, go see a movie.
Yeah.
And I was like, walked out. And I was like, that was so scary. Like, as soon as, like, it's not a spoiler, it's called Monster House. Once the house starts coming alive, I was like, it's got teeth. It's real. It scared me. But, yeah, I liked it.
So that's where you first heard this.
Yeah, that's how I heard about this movie.
I remember reading trailers. I'm like, I have no interest whatsoever in this.
Mm-hmm.
I really didn't. I saw it once on TV. I caught maybe 5-10 minutes. I'm like, okay, what else is on?
Yeah. Well, you would have been in your 20s.
Yeah.
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 Mm-hmm.
It's not the worst thing out there. But
no.
CGI wise,
Yeah, the CGI was rough.
Well, I guess they used the motion capture, like they used for the Polar Express 2 years earlier, which again just wasn't there yet.
No, Polar Express is another one that like looks a little rough around the edges when you go back and watch it. Yeah, still one of my favorite Christmas movies ever, but a little rough. And the way that you can really, really tell in this one, which I talked about when we were watching it, is the hair. The hair. Yeah. No one has moving hair. It's, because I thought that, what's her, Elizabeth, like his babysitter, I thought she had dreads. And then the farther you get into the movie, you're like, no, that's just meant to be hair.
I thought the same thing, when she took the hat off.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, she's got dreads. No, yeah. She's just these conditioners.
Those are just clumps of unanimated hair.
Yeah, nothing moved. No hair moved.
No.
They're more focused on the clothes that moved as opposed to hair.
Right.
Whatever.
Right. Which is, again, it's the time. It was like not a Disney studio, so they didn't have all that ton of money, behind them. And it was a bigger, like, whatever it looked like that did it, a bigger studio. But not as big as, Disney that was doing The Incredibles and stuff. Yeah. Right? So, but they tried.
Well, they weren't minor,
characters.
Well, I cared about the actors. The people who actually created this.
Oh, yeah.
It was Columbia Pictures and Amblin Entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
And those guys,
mm-hmm.
They also got a Relativity Media and Image Movers. I don't think they went anywhere.
Sure. Right. Right.
But the voice cast, they kind of hit out of the park.
Yes. The cast was awesome in this.
Besides the three main, which I don't know. I don't think they went on anything. I haven't really looked. I didn't recognize their voices.
Right.
Everyone else was huge.
Yes.
Huge is bigger now.
Mm-hmm.
So we got Mitchell Musso. He plays Daryl Jake, or DJ.
DJ, yes.
Walters.
Main character. He's our main character.
Yeah. Sam Lerner as Charles Chowder Maxwell.
Who sucks.
Yeah, a little bastard. Spencer Locke is a voice for Jenny Bennett.
Oh.
I don't know her.
Yeah.
We get the great Steve Buscemi as Horace Nevercracker.
Mm-hmm. He has one of the best voices. I love Steve Buscemi.
I do too.
He's great. And the first movie I watched him in that I remember is Fargo. And so every time we talk about Steve Buscemi, my parents always go, well, he's funny looking. He's a funny looking guy.
And yet he's made a lot of money.
Off of his funny looks.
Yeah, funny looks and acting. Like, he's part of the Adam Sandler group.
Yes, he is.
And that helps with a lot of the money.
Yeah.
We got Maggie Gyllenhaal as Elizabeth Z. Pearson.
Yes.
She's different.
She was who replaced Katie Holmes in the Batman series,
Yes,
right? Yeah,
yes.
that's what I know her from.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the worst, but...
No. She's got a weird voice, but it worked good for this movie.
Oh, yeah. It worked. Kevin James plays Police Officer Landers.
More of the Adam Sandler crew.
Mm-hmm. Nick Cannon is Alder Police Officer Lister.
Yeah, the newbie cop.
Yeah, it's funny. Those two are great.
They're hilarious.
We got John Heder as Reginald Skalinsky.
Oh, that's Napoleon Dynamite. Yeah.
Right, this was 2 years after Napoleon Dynamite.
Ah.
So remember, you, especially Victoria, was obsessed with Napoleon Dynamite for a while there.
We love that movie. I still love that movie. And the more you watch it, the more you're like it's so weird. What was the point of that movie being made?
You know, it propelled John Heder into
yes.
and it really gave him his big break.
Yes.
And then he's been killing it ever since.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We have Jason Lee as Bones.
Oh my god, I love Jason Lee. He doesn't do much anymore, does he? He mostly does voice acting.
Yeah, and he was in the Jay and Silent Bob reboot.
Was he?
Yes.
Because
it's on Amazon.
I added it to my list.
So funny.
I was like low key obsessed with My Name Is Earl.
He was on that. He started.
He was Earl.
Yes.
And it was one of my favorite TV shows of all time.
When
like
I
of all time.
I liked it.
And then
much, but I liked it.
They ended it on such a cliffhanger, and I never forgave them for ending it. It was such a good TV show.
We have the great Canadian comedian, Catherine O'Hara, as Mrs. Walters.
Yay.
I love her.
Isn't she from Home Alone?
Yes.
Yes.
And a few are like...
Wasn't she in Beetlejuice too?
Yes.
Yeah.
She was mom. She was like,
yeah.
mom. Like, she's great.
She's great.
She is awesome. One of the,
yes.
And she's Canadian.
Yes.
I love her.
We always love a good Canadian.
Yeah. We have the recently late, great Fred Willard as Mr. Walters.
What was I just watching? Oh, Space Force on Netflix that just came out. He plays Steve Carell's dad in
really?
it. Yes. He plays like his old like dementia-y dad, and he does such a good job. And they dedicated the first episode to him, and I was like,
and we have Kathleen Turner as Constance, Nevercracker, Horace's wife.
Yes.
And Kathleen Turner, she's always knocks out of the park.
Yes. Oh, such a good cast. Like, really such a good cast.
Despite the three main who don't know where they went.
I didn't look at their page, but maybe they just did voice acting. I don't know. But they, I didn't recognize them off the top of my head anyways. But, yeah, great cast. Killer cast.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, such a good movie.
I like the cast. The cast really makes the movie work.
I agree.
Animation-wise...
Yeah. It did not age as well as other movies. And I think always of The Incredibles, because didn't The Incredibles come out around this time?
Yeah. Maybe.
Because I remember when I was in grade, I'm sure it was like 2004-ish. But when I was in grade 10, every single day of Easter break, I watched The Incredibles. Every day. For a week and a half.
Was 2 years before this.
Yeah, 2004, right? Yeah. Yeah, okay, that's what I said. I was like, okay, I know my Incredibles. Because I was, like, I had a thing with The Incredibles. So I watched it every day for 11 days straight, and I didn't get sick of it.
No.
It was amazing.
Because their head moved.
That was a huge thing that was making Violet's hair move. I watched a whole documentary on it.
Well, they have to basically create each strand of hair.
Yes.
And just work.
Yes.
Alone.
Her hair was like evolutionary in 2004. Yeah. And that's just, again, where I think that you can tell the difference between Disney and other studios is just where you allocate your funds, you know?
You know, this is almost comparing CGI TV shows.
Yes.
The Monster House is like Monster by Mistake.
Yes.
Everything else is like Reboot.
I love both those TV shows.
Reboot was amazing.
That was such a good
Monster
show.
by Mistake was just... They all had dead eyes. There was no soul in any of the characters.
And, like, they didn't, like, blink right either.
No.
Like, it was just odd.
It was bad.
Oh, it's so
I like Reboot, which, again, it revolutionized. It was the first full CGI show.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Because I remember watching that when I was, like, very small.
94, 95?
Yeah, because it was before I was in school. And we loved that show when they go into the Matrix, or whatever it's called.
The games?
Sure.
Yeah.
The big creepy cube that would, like, oh, and I'd be like, oh my god, it's happening! It's the episode where they go in! And they'd, like, transform into, like, these cool characters, and have to, like, kill the bad guy to get out. Like, it's such a good concept.
And yet that show was so heavily hampered and cut due to the standard boards and practices.
Oh, yeah, I've read that stuff.
It was bad. Like, he was bad. Like, you know, in the script, Bob jumps through a glass window. You're like, whoa, 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 whoa. Now, wait a minute here. We can't have Bob going through those windows. I think he's do that. Fix it. We're like, okay. So he goes, glitch. SP and C or something like.
Yeah.
SB and P. SB and P.
Mm-hmm.
And he would, you know, open the glass would kind of like shatter but not break, and he would kind of beam through and glass go back. I'm like, okay. But, like, for 2 seasons, that show was so heavily censored and edited. Like,
sure.
Like Dot had, like, they called her the mono boob because she had,
I remember reading about that.
Chest, but it was just like a big triangle.
Yeah.
And then when they finally, I think ABC finally, you know, like, released the show.
Yeah.
But it was filmed in Canada. It was made in Canada. It's a Canadian show. Well, a Canadian show.
Okay.
Yeah, it was in BC.
Oh.
Mainframe Entertainment. Like, they're based in BC.
Mainframe. That's
basically,
cute.
that's why YTV got, like, all the rights right then and there.
Oh.
Because they were playing it the whole time. And
right.
ABC's like, you know, screw this show. And they're like, oh, finally, freedom.
Yes.
And they take full advantage with the 3rd season opening when they spoof Evil Dead.
Oh.
And they take full advantage. They give Dot Matrix basically Elvira look. She has big boobs.
Yes, I remember that episode. Yes,
it finally comes in. Even the late second season, they really kind of go adult.
Yes,
with the content where people die. You know, they people get hurt. There's death. There's violence. There's mature subjects. And
how many seasons was that?
4.
Were there?
Yeah, there's 2, and then the 3rd one where they got more adult, and then the TV movie. Seasons.
Okay. Because I remember there was a part where, like, Bob dies or something, and then he comes back, and then it was like there was time travel, and then that's when I lost it. I was
not
like,
so much time travel. These go search for him. They throw in they age Enzo to
that's the part.
This badass character.
Yeah, I just remember watching it and being like, okay, like, I feel you, I guess, but I just like when they're kids and they go into the game.
Yeah.
It did not. I should probably rewatch it now that I'm an adult, but
it's such a good series.
Yeah.
It starts off pretty, you know, kiddish and but then second season they really pick it up.
Yes.
And
yes.
they again it takes so long because I think second and third season there was like years.
Yes.
Because they had new technology, they can get into it and really like make it shine. They gave him shadows. They gave him like everything just looked crisper, cleaner, better.
As you do. Yeah.
That was a nice tangent.
I was gonna say, is this our Marvel DC tangent? Every episode, are we gonna have a new tangent? Because I'm like in.
Killer tangent time. We're talking about,
oh yeah, Monster House. Right. So
yes,
the Monster House.
So since we talked about the characters and how we heard about it, I haven't seen it till now. I saw the maybe 5-10 minutes of the on TV.
Right.
Let's get into the plot.
Let's do it.
So, openings with we got like maple leaves fall.
Oh yes.
Leaf kind of falls around. You hear this girl on a tricycle, singing away. Saying hi to hello fence, hello tree, hello sky, and then she gets stuck in this front yard in the grass. And silly little kid just starts pedaling away, thinking, "I'll just pedal my way out." No, Grumpy guy comes out of the house.
Yes.
And he's like, get off my lawn, and just yells at her, and she's the old terrified little girl.
She's like, huh? And he's like, do you want to die?
Yeah.
Like,
no.
no.
He grabs her trach and pulls the front tire off, and
Right.
she just runs away screaming.
Yes.
He's like, grumpy
She's
old
like,
man.
trike.
Yeah. And he goes into his house and slams the door.
Yeah, as he's going to slam the door, then our main character across the street, I already forget his name, DJ?
Yeah, DJ.
Yeah, he takes a picture of him. And he adds it to, it looks like he has a collection of pictures of him taking other kids' stuff as well.
Yeah.
So he's got a list of all this stuff that he's taken, and he runs downstairs, and we see his mom and dad packing to go somewhere.
And then he showed it. He's been doing this for a while.
Yes.
He's got a billboard.
He's got,
This has been thoroughly planned out. He's like, because everyone knows about it.
Right.
And this is like for years.
Yes.
And, because he lived there in the house for 45 years.
45 years.
So for 45 years, he's been just a dick to
Yes.
children. And everyone knows about it.
Yeah.
So, so he goes downstairs. And,
tries to tell his
finds out
parents.
parents are going away for the weekend.
Yes.
And he's going to babysitter. And his boyfriend, Chowder, kind of shows up and gets hit by the car.
Yes. Yeah, and the dad doesn't feel any sympathy. He's like, ugh.
No. Like he notices again, like, DJ trying to explain to his parents what he just saw, and they're like, it's okay, it's just puberty.
Yeah.
And the dad does the whole fatherly, it's okay, son, it's, go.
Yeah. I used to watch the Jensen twins across the street. Don't worry about it.
He just admits
I used binoculars, but they weren't as pretty as your mom.
That's just cringe.
Yeah, it's like, oof, okay. And so they leave, and Chowder's there, hanging out, whatever, playing with his new basketball. Yeah. So they're playing, and Chowder's being a fucking doof. And
you'll remember if you watch this, you're like, Chowder's an idiot.
Oh, he's so annoying.
Short bus material and just a dummy.
He's like, he has all the characteristics of it's like, oh my god, I know that kid.
Yeah.
Like as soon as you're watching it, you're like, ugh, I played sports with that kid. I wasn't friends with that kid. Like, so just an attention seeker, I would say.
So they play basketball a bit, and Chowder screws up. He goes to shoot, bounces off, and lands in Nevercracker?
Yeah, Nevercracker.
Yeah, Nevercracker's yard. And it's like, well,
shit.
I just got that ball. I spent $28 for that. Oh,
yeah.
Like, you got ripped off.
Yeah, right?
So DJ being the good friend, he's like, I'll get it. And
he
starts creeping out there, and just as he gets to the ball, Nevercracker shows up.
Yeah, he comes out of the shadows.
Yeah, he was watching,
skulking.
And he kind of comes down and is like, get off my lawn, you little bastard. And DJ tries to back up, and he scuffs through the lawn.
Yes.
And he kicks some of the grass out, and
yes.
he freaks out. He picks him up. For an old man, he's pretty strong.
Yes.
And holding him up, and he's just laying into him. And then you hear a heartbeat.
Yes.
And then it stops, and he has a heart attack.
And we're in the POV of DJ.
Yeah.
So this whole time, all of a sudden, he just kind of goes dead in the eyes, and you hear like a crack, and then he falls forward, and his dead eyes are just staring into DJ's face, and you're like, ooh. So then the next scene, an ambulance shows up, and they're taking him away, and Chowder's like, oh my god, you killed him. Like, there's no lights on the ambulance, so you know what that means. It's never a good sign. And so poor DJ is having this, existential crisis that he just killed a man. So you're like, oh no.
Yeah, so he goes back home. And the babysitter shows up, who's...
Yes, Elizabeth.
I don't know how to describe her.
When she first gets her, she's driving this cute little car, and she's like, oh,
no,
hey.
It's not cute. It's old and beat up. It's an old
yes.
That's
a cute little car. And she's like, oh, hi, I have so many activities planned for us. And she's got her headband in, and she's dressed all cute in this little sweater. And she's like, oh, I can't wait, until we can spend time together. And DJ just looks at her, and he's like, they're gone. She's like, oh, thank God. She rips her headband off to show that she's got short hair, and takes her sweater off, and she's got this little skeezy tank top on, and she doesn't care.
No.
She
basically sets the rules, okay,
Yeah.
Home at 9,
Yeah.
bed by 11, or in room by 11. You sleep, I don't care.
Yeah.
I have access to TV, music, and phone. Piss off.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And she's like, whatever. So, yeah, so DJ goes upstairs. He's kind of a little pissed off.
Yes.
Because she also, breaks a vase.
Yes.
A plant.
Yeah, because he's like, what are you going to do about
Yeah.
it? Getting all mad at her, and so she breaks a vase, and she's like, DJ, how could you? And I'm like, oh.
Yeah, she's not mean, but sometimes
she's not
takes
like
full advantage.
Vicky from Fairly Odd Parents mean. But
I know who you mean.
when I think of like the worst babysitter, I always think of her.
So, anyways, he kind of lays in bed and says whatever. And at night, because also when Horace Nevercracker, when he goes down, the house starts showing emotion.
Yes, and smoke starts billowing out of the chimney. Yes. Yeah,
and you can see it tries to get DJ from his room, like the shadow.
Yes,
you see like a big, arm kind of come up from the window.
Yeah,
because he lived right across the street from him, and tries to grab him, and he wakes up.
Yes,
but so it's after him, and the phone rings. He's like, "Hello," and you hear it's kind of growly. Hangs up, rings again. "Hello," growly, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, "What the heck?" So he does the old star 6-9.
Yes.
Old school.
Old trick.
Yeah. So it's apparently, this is set in 1980s.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I don't even think star 6-9 was a thing back then.
Huh.
That was more of a late 90s.
Was it?
Trick. But whatever. So he calls it back, and he's waiting for it to answer, making a ring in like the background. Like, where's this coming from? He opens the window, and sure enough, it's coming from Nevercracker's house.
Yes.
But no one's there.
Yes. So then when he's listening, all of a sudden this hand comes and grabs him, and he turns around, and it's like a creature from the Black Lagoon mask, and he starts screaming, and he's like, ah! And then the guy pulls the mask off, and we don't know who he is, but then Z, like his babysitter's like, oh, Bones, stop.
Yeah, that's Z's boyfriend, who looks like he's in his 30s.
Yes.
Definitely creepy. Kind of a jerk. Just
huge jerk.
Just being mean.
So he's harassing DJ, and he's trying to get Z to understand. He's like, listen, the house across the street, like the phone's ringing. So she's like, wow, you called the neighbors. Good for you. And so they start making fun of him about Nevercracker, and he talks about, he stole my kite once. And
he ate his wife. That's a rumor.
Yeah. And then he, grabs one of his stuffed animals, and DJ's like, don't touch her. And he's like, oh, her? Well, she needs neck surgery. And just starts, fucking massacring this little bunny.
Yeah,
he's what is wrong with you? Yeah, and Z's like, stop it. That's enough.
Yeah, so she gets him downstairs, and Bones tries to, fool around a bit. She's like, I don't think so.
Yeah.
A little bit of empowerment. She's like, you don't respect me. You don't respect my thoughts, my body. Get out. She kicks him out.
Yes.
And
at the same time,
DJ's trying. He sneaks down. He's trying to go sneak out.
Yes.
And he does. He's at the back door.
And he calls Chowder to meet him at this. It looks like a new development they were going to build that was never finished.
Yeah. Then we see Bones. He's drinking
a beer. Yeah.
He goes over and throws the beer bottle at the house. And kind of gets the door opens up, and he sees a kite. He's like, "Oh, my kite!" Ooh. So he goes to get it, and he gets sucked into that.
Yes.
The house gets him.
Yes. So and you're like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah,
and this is the first time we see the house actually take somebody or take something, I guess, without the assistance of Nevercracker. So, so DJ goes.
He meets up with Charlie. They kind of investigate a bit.
Yes.
They're up all night watching the house, and it tries to attack them, but they kind of run away. Yeah. And then they stay up all night watching it. They're peeing in bottles.
Yes.
It's weird.
It is strange. Yeah.
It's weird. And Z, she's like, what are you guys doing? Stop it. You're weird. I'm heading out for the day. See you later.
Yeah.
And before she leaves, Jenny shows up to try and sell Halloween candy and
Yes.
kind of get something set up with whoever lives in the house. And she thinks Z's like the mom or sister.
Yes. Yeah.
It's like, no, I'm just babysitting.
Yeah.
And so they kind of make a little plan out and whatever.
Yeah.
And she goes across the street to go to the monster house.
Mm-hmm.
So DJ and Chowder run out to go save her because like the steps lift her up and kind of drag her in.
Mm-hmm. Also, they're totally into her.
Oh yeah,
it's super into her.
It's the whole talk about puberty and they're like, "We're going to puberty," and they're like, "Girl."
Yeah.
They're like, "Boy."
My bird's doing this right now.
My bird's doing this right now. Oh, so they save her, and she sees it, so she's in on it now.
Yes.
And her first reaction is, "I'm calling the cops."
Yeah.
So she calls the cops, and Landers and Lister show up, and they're like, "You guys are
so
done.
Good.
Nothing is happening. Go away."
Yes.
So they kind of are finally leave, and so she goes home and she calls. Or she goes to GJ's house.
Yeah.
Calls her mom. Her mom's like, "No, it's fake. It's not real."
Exactly. Like a normal adult reaction.
Exactly.
Yeah. Normal horror movie reaction where no one believes you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they need to go find someone who knows this stuff. So they go to the
arcade.
Yep, and talk to Skull.
So good.
Older, probably he's 19, 20.
Yeah.
Got like a little mustache.
Yeah. Like a greasy older teenager.
Well, he's not even teasing older. He's drives.
I mean, if you're 18, 19, you're a teenager.
No.
You're a teen. You're 19.
He's 20.
I don't know. He's pretty greasy looking.
Supposedly he's an expert in the supernatural.
Mm-hmm.
So as he's playing the game, he's trying to explain how if you die in a house, you may possess it, or something like you'll become your spirit becomes possessed in the house.
Right.
And I'm trying to figure out how you stop it. Like, well, you got to stop the heart.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you mean the heart? Well, the heart. You got to destroy the heart. And like, well, where's the heart in the house? I don't know. And they kind of figured out themselves that there's since he died, the furnace has been going. There's been smoke.
Yes. Yeah.
Where does it lead to? The heart. So that's
Mm-hmm.
their plan. So she concluded the heart's in the furnace, and so they're like, how are we going to get there?
Yes. Yes.
And was it Chowder? No. DJ has the idea.
Yes, DJ has the idea. Yeah, because he's like, okay, so we're going to get a mannequin, like we're going to have a fake body. We're going to fill it with cold medicine from Chowder's shop, like, because his dad's a pharmacist.
And there's definitely something fishy with his mom.
Yeah.
And the
oh my god, the personal trainer.
The personal trainer.
Yeah. Hey, Chowder, what are you up to? Well, my dad's working at the pharmacy, and my mom's at the movies with a personal trainer.
It's just bad.
What?
And you can tell from Chowder he does not like his dad.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's some deep set issues.
Yeah.
But anyway, so they're going to stick the bunch of cold syrup into this dummy, and they're going to push the dummy in. The house will get knocked out. They'll go in, destroy the heart. Everything will be good.
Exactly. Put the fire out. They have like water guns.
Yeah.
They're going to put the dummy on a vacuum.
Yeah.
So it'll move itself towards the house.
Yes. And Chowder hates the idea. And Jenny's like, oh, actually, that's pretty good. And he's like, yeah, I'm totally on board, actually.
Yeah.
So, good job, Jenny.
Yeah. So they go through with it, and it almost works. It
Yes.
almost gets to the house.
Yes.
And the police arrive. Lister and Lander show up again.
Yeah,
and
like,
unplug
the vacuum so the dummy stops. And the house, as soon as it sees adults, it seems, just shuts itself off.
Yes, well, you kind of find out that it only hates
Kids.
children.
Yes.
It doesn't like children, although it does. We'll find out soon what it does with the police officers.
Yes.
So they arrest them. Literally, they arrest them.
They literally arrest these, like, 3 11-year-olds.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah. And so they go around the house because they hear some sounds.
Yes.
And they go snoop around. And Lister gets eaten first.
Yeah.
Then Landers. And the kids who are in the back of the cop car get grabbed as well. And they get almost tossed in.
And they're grabbed by the tree. Like, the tree starts going crazy.
Evil Dead.
Very Whomping Willow.
Whomping Willow / Evil Dead.
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
And so they get inside, but then they notice that it worked.
Yes.
The dummy's gone. The house is asleep.
Mm-hmm.
So they take this chance. We're going to snoop around. We're going to figure what's going on.
Yes.
And so they do. They look around. They go to the basement. Chowder gets confused what uvula is.
Oh, that's so funny. That's the best part of the
Because
movie.
you find out, because I think Chowder gets scared of everything.
Yes.
Shoots the chandelier, which is the uvula of the house, and it throws up a bit of water.
Yes.
And he's like, what the heck? And Jenny's like, oh, it's like the uvula. He's like,
Yeah.
oh, it's a girl house. She's like, what?
But no, everybody has a uvula. And he's like, well, I don't.
Stupid kid.
Oh, so yeah, they end up in the basement. And they see that that's where all the toys are.
Yes.
All the toys that never Cracker's been taking over the years. And it's like full.
Oh yeah.
Like there's hundreds of toys.
Thousands
it's
balls
crazy.
And toys.
Yes. So they're just kind of wandering around, poking around. Yeah, Chowder's getting scared by everything. And they see all these pictures of his wife. And they're like, oh, that's what she looks like. And oh, man.
Cage.
Yes. And then they find a cage with a lock.
Yes. And also when whenever Cracker died,
yes.
he dropped a key.
Yes.
And DJ picked it up.
Yes.
So he's like, oh, I can use this. So he locks the lock and goes in. And you see this kind of like a shrine.
Like a cast of a body.
Yeah. And a shrine around it. There's
yes.
flowers. There's
chocolates. Yeah. Pictures, letters, candles, everything. Yeah. And he's like, what? And he's like, well, you wouldn't make a shrine if you murdered somebody.
Yeah.
And then, as soon as that happens, he kind of trips and falls on top of this cement cast. And when he falls on top, the cement starts cracking away because obviously it's been there for a long time. And the house wakes itself up.
Well, it crumbles away and you see bones underneath.
Bones, like a skeleton.
Like, crap. And then the house wakes up and it starts trying to eat them.
Yes.
Grabs Chowder first and DJ and Jenny. And again, Jenny, smart girl, just about as they're going to be eaten, she grabs the uvula again and makes it throw them up again.
Yes.
So they got out.
Yes.
Barely. And
so they run outside. They've just been thrown up by a house. So they're outside and they're coughing and they're like, oh my God, what are we going to do? And DJ's like, I'm done, you guys. I'm out. I'm not doing this anymore. This is stupid. I'm a loser. And so he goes to walk across the street home and he gets hit by an ambulance.
Yes. Almost hit. I think it stops. He kind of falls
over. There's a lot of vehicular, assault in this movie.
Yeah.
And so he's laying on the ground. And out from the driver's seat, well, it's none other than Mr. Neverharder. I had a teacher in school, and her name was Eberharder. So that's why...
Oh, dear.
I know. That's why it's screwing me.
Nevercracker.
He's alive.
He just was very badly hurt.
Yeah.
Well, he's had like a heart attack. He survived it.
Yes.
And so he kind of reveals the whole thing about how the house is his his wife's spirit, Constance.
Yes.
And she had a really rough life. She was a very, very big lady.
Yes.
And was in
she was called the Giantess.
Yes. And she was in like a traveling freak show. And she was, this is me, like she was thrown in a cage.
Yes.
People would throw stuff at her. And Horace, he fell in love. Like,
yes.
He was like, this is a beautiful woman. He saved her.
Yes.
He got her out of there, and he took her to a plot of land, and this is our new home. He starts building a home.
Mm-hmm.
But because she's so traumatized being thrown at stuff by kids.
Yes.
Some kids were throwing at a house that was being built, and she flips out. She's going to kill them.
Yes.
She has an axe.
Yes.
And Horace trying to stop her, and she kind of trips and falls down this huge basement. And as she's falling, she hits the
cement mixer.
Mm-hmm. And so the cement's going on top of her as she falls. Mm-hmm. And Horace explains,
she died.
And he kept the house.
Because it's what she would have wanted, was to finish building the house.
It's possessed. It has her spirit inside. And she kept that hatred for children ever since. And he's been trying to protect the kids by being a grump. He put warning signs, stay off.
Yeah, beware, stay off the lawn, to try to save them. And so DJ and them are like, you don't have to do this anymore. We're going to end this. And he's like, what? But I'll have nothing left. And DJ, takes his hand and he's like, well, you'll have a friend.
Yeah.
It's so fucking creepy.
The house does not like that.
Yeah, so she's mad. So she starts
the trees become her arms, and she
Yes!
starts chasing them. Basically,
through this apparently abandoned town. No one's fucking around.
And it's Halloween.
Halloween night.
Yeah, this movie's got major issues.
Plot holes.
Oh yes. So they lure the house to the construction zone we see earlier.
Yes.
And Horace has like some dynamite. We found out he also in the house he was like a demolition expert.
Yes.
And he's got some dynamite with him.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gonna go. He tries to sweet talk the house. And,
yeah.
We're just gonna end it. And she's like, no. And she tries to eat him.
Yes.
But they get stopped by Chowder in this. What was it called?
It's like a backhoe.
Yes.
Kind of. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know.
And so they tussle, the backhoe and Chowder tussle.
Yeah.
And it kind of gets like smashed. And Chowder's like, yeah, woo, killed it, woo, so excited. And then the house like reanimates itself.
Very Christine-like.
Yes. Because
and it's scary.
it is so creepy.
It's just all teeth.
Yes.
And meanwhile, Horace gets knocked over and he gives the dynamite to
DJ.
DJ.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, you go do it, son. He's like, do what? You gotta blow the house up. He's
yeah.
Like, and he realizes, well, if we throw it into the chimney, that'll reach the heart.
Yeah.
And he goes, sees his crane in the background, and he grabs Jenny, like, let's go. Let's go and do this. So he's climbing the...
so he climbs a fucking crane.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
what?
Chowder's being chased by the house, trying to lure it towards the crane.
Yeah.
And there's shenanigans.
Of course. It's just like a fighting sequence.
Chowder gets picked up by... He was wearing like a cape the entire movie.
The whole movie.
And Jenny and DJ, he almost falls. He hits he's holding on to the crane, the wire part, and then it releases. He's swinging around. Jenny lights the.
And before this, him and Jenny had a pretty hot moment. You skipped over next.
He's like, I'm scared. I can't. He's like, you can do it, and she gives a smooch.
Big old smooch.
And his he's like, kissed.
I kissed a girl.
I kissed a girl on
the lips.
His beauty was showing.
How can you skip over that very essential plot point? Oh.
But you tell that's sort of she ends up. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Suck it, Chowder, you dumb. So after about a little bit of, is it going to work? Isn't it? It does. He gets dynamite into the chimney, and also he's like in the house. There's tons of dynamite too being stored. And it explodes. The house goes to pieces.
They have to duck into like a culvert almost to get away. Yeah. Jenny's on the friggin' crane still, terrified. The explosion reaches her, you guys. Like, we're not talking a small explosion. Like,
it goes
what?
Boom, big boom. So they get back to the house, and there's a bunch of kids lined up, and they're like, what the heck, what's going on now? Because Horace has no house anymore.
Right.
He's
yeah.
He's okay with that, apparently.
Yes.
And he kind of jokes, he only thanks the kids, and he's also giving kids all the toys that he took away.
Yes.
And which is really sweet. Like, he has a little girl, her trike back.
Yes. And DJ's helping because he's kept basically an inventory of everything Horace has taken.
That's right.
Since he's lived there.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
And so he's like, you gonna come with me, or are we gonna do? He's like, I'm gonna stay here for a bit. Okay. And so Jenny goes home and whatever.
Yep.
And DJ's parents show up and they're like, what happened? He's like, oh, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
No one knows that the house is missing.
No, like.
And they're like, you go do some trick-or-treating? And they're like, yeah, I guess so. So those two go trick-or-treating and go to the house. And we see through the credits that Bones is still alive.
Yep.
He crawls out. The two police officers crawl out.
Yep.
And the one dog that got eaten, which we forgot to mention. He pops out, pees on the lantern, and the end.
Yay!
That's the movie.
That's the movie.
It's something.
It's something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I like this movie. I don't know. I've watched it so many times over the years that it's just the first time I watched it, when you figure out that the house is the wife, you're just like, oh. Like, I just thought it was such a cool plot point when I first watched it.
Yeah.
You know?
And
that, like...
And they allude to thinking that it's,
Never cracker.
The whole time. And no, it's the wife. And,
yes.
Oh,
yeah, because we think that he's dead. We think that Nevercracker's dead, and we're like, yeah, okay, the house is him now. And, he was the mean, crazy guy, and now, the house is him. Because when he's being carted away in the ambulance, it, like, grabs onto a wheel and rips the wheel off and stuff.
When he's being taken away, the grass tries to stop it.
Exactly. Yeah.
And you think, because there's some sort of connection.
Yes.
He's either got his presence is still part of the house, or something.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
No, that's.
Yeah, it's kind of a cool point. That's what I always remember from this. I remember how fucking annoying Chowder is, and I remember what Skull, isn't that his name? Or
Skull.
Yeah, and I remember the wife is a house, and I'm just like, that was a cool story. It's just kind of neat. Yeah, obviously major plot holes.
Yes.
Lots of problems.
A lot of people in the whole town are just
selectively out on a major national holiday. Like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
Like, if they lived right beside the development, it would have made more sense that even then. But like that the house just gets up and leaves, but it like meanders through the town.
It's not quietly either.
No,
stomping around and
knocking over lampposts. Like, if a lamppost went down in front of my house, I think I'd go investigate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyways, it's a kid's movie.
How would you rate this movie, Alana?
Well, I'm biased, but I would still rate this movie probably a 3. I just liked it. It's always, every time I watch it, it's fun. Every time.
Okay.
And it's one of those ones that I can watch with anybody. Like, there's no limit on who you can watch it with. Like, my parents love it. My sister loves it. I'm going to make her baby love it. Like, it's just a fun movie. Yeah. And it's never, from all the times I've watched, I've never been like, ugh, this part again. It's just kind of keeps it going. And there's always those parts with, like, the uvula and the cops that it's just like, oh, yeah, I love this part. Oh, yeah, I love this part. So, yeah, I liked it.
I'll give it a 2.
Sure.
Mostly for the cast.
Yeah.
The voice cast just killed it.
Yeah.
Animation was...
weak. Yeah.
Cool story.
Yeah.
Cool story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'd love to see a live action of this. I think that would be fun.
No, maybe.
Yeah. It would be hard to do the house, but I just...
Well, no, CGI nowadays.
That's what I mean, yeah.
I just...
It would be cool.
I don't know if you could stick to the PG-13 or go...
Right, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And not have them come back to life after maybe. What do you think... Well, what was Ichabod's Kill the Flick? Because no one really...
I was going to say, is there a Kill the Flick? If it has to be anybody, it would have to be Constance.
Yeah,
she's the only one who really died. Yeah.
There we go.
And it is pretty horrible, honestly. Like, falling down into a basement and then being covered in cement.
Suffocating.
Like, just dying of asphyxiation from cement. Like, ugh. It would be pretty gross.
That would suck.
Yeah. Yeah, Ichabod's not even paying attention anymore. No. She's fully in snooze land.
Totally.
I'm glad you enjoyed yourself so much, Icky.
Yeah.
And next week, we're watching Jaws.
I'm excited.
Doo-doo. Doo-doo. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
This is one of the best movies out there.
Yes.
It set a precedence for horror movies. Steven Spielberg knocked out the park with this movie. You know it's good when a movie can scare you enough that you don't go into a river or a lake or the ocean
firmly
or a bathtub. This movie is enough. They would not have baths.
It cemented my fear of sharks forever. Yeah. Yes, but from a distance. I never
I'd group a snoot in the shark.
Would you?
I would.
Ugh. I don't. Even those people who like fuck with the sharks in cages and stuff like that. Like, why? Why?
Because they're just big, gentle teddy bears.
Terrifying.
That's right.
And eat people.
No, they think you're a turtle.
Yeah, but like that's
Don't
on us.
Don't.
But that's on us, Nick. That's not on the shark. They're just living their best shark life,
They're doing
and
awesome.
we're just being eaten by them. Yeah, I'm terrified of sharks in the ocean.
This is such a good.
And this, yes,
Great cast, great effects,
great director.
great director.
Yes.
Even though the shark, nicknamed Bruce,
Oh yeah, Bruce.
didn't work for most of the flick,
Mm-hmm.
but they made it work enough.
Mm-hmm.
When we get into it, I'll explain some of the scenes that were deleted, that were filmed, never used. There's only
Right.
some stills
Oh.
of when the young boy gets killed.
Oh.
Like, there was a lot more to that, not just blood from the water and that's it.
They had to cut it out because of rating, or
Yeah, it was just
that
too
makes
graphic.
sense.
Because
That makes sense.
there was him in the mouth. Like, there was the shark up, boy in shark mouth, and just being thrashed.
Oh my god.
There's only pictures. I'll show you after.
Cool.
But no, this is when movies are just
It's gonna be a good one for sure.
It keeps the test of time. Like, it's just
Yay.
it's always a good one to come back to. It's on TV. Everyone on Jaws.
Yes, absolutely.
So,
yeah.
Great movie. And I can't wait to watch it again with you
Yay.
and talk about it and just
Yeah, I haven't watched it in probably 10, 15 years. Like, I was in high school last time I watched it. So it's been, and I've been graduated for over 10 years now. Almost 11. I've been graduated for 11 years.
wow.
I feel like my high school reunion was yesterday. No, it was a year ago.
I'm going up to 20.
Oof.
And I'll tell you, because I'll explain more when we do the review, but I
Yes.
saw this when I was 12 or 13,
Mm-hmm.
and when we watched, I'll pinpoint the scene where this movie scared the fuck out of me.
Yay.
And I think Tim's the same way, and it's one of the most common jump scares.
Oh, I'm
To
so ready.
everyone in this movie.
I'm ready
But
for
I'll
it.
explain to it when we do it next week.
Yay! And thank you so much for joining us this week. This episode was brought to you by our executive producer, Ichabod. We hope you enjoyed your Horr-Gasm as much as we did. Please don't forget to rate, download, and subscribe. Also, like and follow us on Facebook at Horr-Gasm Podcast, Instagram at Horr-Gasm, Twitter at Gasm Horror, and YouTube at the Horr-Gasm Podcast. If you have a movie you'd like us to review, this is the best way to let us know. We hope to see you again next week because we have such sights to show you. Plenty of Horr-Gasms for you to experience.